All right, now calling the matter of State of Georgia versus Ladericus McKenzie, charged in warrant number 2025 CW 52247, that's armed robbery. 2025 CW 52248, possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. 2025 CW 52249, possession of a firearm, felon or probation, a first offender status. 2025 CW 52250, aggravated assault. Representing the state is ADA Thomas. Representing the defendant is Attorney Beverly Taylor. Your witness, ADA Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective, could you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the evidence you should give before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand down, state your name for the record.
Detective Montano,
How are you employed?
as a detective with the Clayton County Police Department.
And were you so employed on or about May the 4th of 2025?
Yes, I was.
And were you assigned to investigate an incident that occurred at 10273 Terra Boulevard?
Yes, I was.
And is that within the confines of the city of Jonesboro, Clayton County?
Yes, it is.
Now, did that investigation involve a Ladericus McKenzie?
Yes, it did.
And can you explain to the court what happened involving Mr. McKenzie?
I was assigned the case the following day after the events of the robbery, but on the robbery, there was not Ladericus.
Let me stop you right here. I just need to make sure something is clear. The robbery occurred on May the 4th?
Yes, and I was assigned the case on May 5th.
Okay, please continue.
Okay. So on that incident, there was a second suspect who is not currently in custody. He is the one that went into the A1 smoke shop and committed an armed robbery by pulling a firearm from his pants and pointing it at the smoke shop cashier, demanding the money that was in the cashier's hands. That individual fled on camera towards the Dollar General, which I believe is just south of the smoke shop, where that individual was observed entering into a vehicle, which was identified as the Lincoln MKX, which is the vehicle that belongs to Mr. McKenzie.
That's the Mr. McKenzie before the court today.
Yes, he was. So that subject who committed the armed robbery entered into that vehicle, and then that vehicle fled the scene going northbound on Terra up to 75 before going back into Decatur. Okay. Or the DeKalb area.
So he got on the vehicle got on 285 and was headed towards DeKalb?
I'm not too sure on all what roadways he had hit. He had full to the robbery, which was on camera, with the license plate that came back was the vehicle matching that description, which fled northbound on Terra.
Okay. Now, the person that robbed the store, did they have a weapon of any type?
Yes, they had a black pistol. Don't know the make or the model, but it was identified in the video as a black pistol.
And was that displayed or brandished at the victim, the clerk?
Yes, it was directly pointed at the chest of the clerk.
Was money taken?
Yes.
How much?
Believe it was approximately. I'd have to go back in there. I know it was over $1,000, but I don't remember the exact amount that was taken. I'd have to go back and.
That's fine. I'm not gonna make you're clear there was over 1,000. You just don't recall the exact amount.
Yes.
Okay, let's keep on moving. Now,
okay.
This gentleman did not ask for Mr. McKenzie.
What was that?
He did not go in the store, did he?
Mr. McKenzie, no, he did not enter the store.
Okay. When the person who did enter the store ran out, did they have the gun in their hand?
Yes, he did.
And what about the money?
The money was also in his hand.
Was it packaged in any type of way, or was he just literally holding money in his hand?
He was, so from the video, the clerk had taken the money out from underneath the counter, which was stored in a plastic grocery bag,
Mm-hmm.
and it was stored that way. From previous robberies, they said that they've had before, so they didn't want to just have all the cash in the cash register. So that money was taken out of that plastic bag. And then when the gentleman, the second suspect, pointed the gun at the clerk just threw the money on the laptop on the counter, which was on the counter. And the suspect picked up all the cash that was just kind of loose, picked it all up. There was a few bills that did get left behind, but he just grabbed the loose cash and then ran out of the store with it, with a pistol in his hand. No, the bag was left. Yes.
Okay. So he's running with loose cash and a pistol.
Yes.
And that's how he jumped in the vehicle with Mr. McKenzie?
Yes, so that gentleman had got onto the passenger front side of Mr. McKenzie's vehicle. That video was recorded from the Dollar General parking lot.
Okay, it kind of cut out a little bit. You said that video was, and then I heard something about Dollar General.
So that the vehicle was parked, Mr. McKenzie's vehicle was parked in the Dollar General parking lot.
Okay.
He had backed into the stall to where you could see the passenger front door. You see the suspect, who matches the clothing description from the store, just minutes later appear and then go enter into Mr. McKenzie's vehicle on the passenger front side.
Okay. Now, just for purposes so we can just kind of put this in mind, we're talking about the robbery occurred in what, a convenience store?
The robbery occurred at the smoke store, the smoke shop.
And this is in a plaza with Dollar General?
Dollar General is in a separate plaza, but they are right next to each other. They are just separated by some bushes and some trees.
So we're not talking about a street or anything. It's literally
right next door, but you just can't enter the Dollar General parking lot from that parking lot of the smoke shop.
Can you tell when the co-defendant?
You broke out on that one.
Can you tell when the co-defendant arrives at the scene?
Yes. So I counted the seconds. Mr. McKenzie's vehicle backed into that stall approximately about 45 seconds before the suspect before the suspect got in the car, and then they immediately left.
No, I'm talking about in the very beginning. When Mr. McKenzie backs into, I'm assuming, to the parking place at the Dollar General, can you see the co-defendant getting out? Does it display that?
No, it does not. So from the videos that we recovered from the A1 smoke shop, the co-defendant was coming from the opposite direction. He was coming from the opposite direction. Let me get the actual street name real quick.
Your Honor, may the officer be allowed to refresh his recollection. Your Honor. Can't hear you.
Yes, he may. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So the individual who committed the robbery, he was walking from the direction of Iris Walk, which is the street that is just before the A1 smoke shop. And then the Dollar General store is just south of the Iris Walk and Terra Boulevard, to where the incident location happened at the smoke shop. So you see him walking from that direction to the store, and then he enters the store, and then he exits the store and runs south towards the Dollar General.
Okay. So he comes from a street on the other side of the smoke shop.
Yes.
The smoke shop, robs it, comes back out, keeps going to the next store over, which happens to be Dollar General, jumps in this defendant's car, and they peel out.
Yes.
Okay. Does the defendant ever get out?
Didn't have time. It said it was 45 seconds.
Ms. Taylor, we can hear you. Does the defendant ever get out, officer?
No, you never see the defendant get out of the vehicle. He
Which
had,
brings up my next question. How do you know that this defendant was the one in fact operating the vehicle?
so that information was recovered from Mr. Laderica's cell phone. We did a phone rip on that phone, which gave us a geolocation, which associated him to that area at the time of the robbery, which I believe occurred right at 15:56 hours on May 4th. We used the geolocation, which put him in that area. And then when we interviewed Mr. Kenzie on a separate date, he was the only one driving that vehicle on Sunday, and that he did have his phone with him in possession on that day. So we used the information recovered from the phone rip location and the phone records from T-Mobile.
Now, you indicated that he was the only person driving the vehicle on that day. How did you determine that information? Was he interviewed?
He was interviewed at the police precinct, and this was, I'd have to go back. Can I look at my report real quick to get the day he was interviewed?
His recollection.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. He was interviewed Wednesday, May 14th, about 1400 hours, which was conducted in the interview room 183 of CID second floor at 7911 North McDonough Street, the main police headquarters.
Was he able to share any information regarding this particular incident?
No, he said because he said that he had hit his head when GSP had pursued him later the night of May 4th, that he had hit his head and that the nurses told him that he had retrograde amnesia and didn't recall most of the incident. But he did say during the interview that he was the only one driving that vehicle.
And did he acknowledge having his phone with him that day?
He did. He stated that his phone is generally with him.
And that phone came back as being in the vicinity of the smoke shop?
Yes, it did.
How pinpoint, how close, when it says it's in the area of something, does it pinpoint it down to the exact place, or is it more general?
I'm not a phone expert. I wouldn't be able to articulate like how pinpoint a phone is. I do know that we do have our phone experts, but there's a cell phone tower that is a quarter mile away that just kind of put him in that radius of that area, which was Iris Walk. I'd have to go back and look at those exact records, because that information was entered into CellHawk for us.
So you get the individual cell phone number, or is it something different?
So the way we got it was we got the NILO data, which is kind of like a GPS tower data, from my understanding of that information. And T-Mobile give us longitude, latitude coordinates, and all of those longitude, latitude coordinates were inputted into what the program we use is CellHawk, and it put him in that area of the Iris Walk, Terra Boulevard. It shows him coming down into Clayton County from the DeKalb area, going southbound on Terra Boulevard towards the smoke shop. And then he's in the area at the time of the robbery. And then directly after the robbery, there is some flock cameras, which is minutes away on Terra Boulevard and 138, which shows the vehicle heading back towards the north end of the county.
Now, does he live in the area adjacent to, in the area of the smoke shop?
No, he does not.
Where does he live?
I'd have to, can I refresh my report, or just look at the address that we had on file?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So Mr. McKenzie acknowledged to us several times that he resided at 2350 Ernest Prather Way in Decatur, Georgia.
Does he have any family members or friends that you know of that live in the vicinity of that smoke shop?
He stated that he has, I'm not too sure of the relationship, but he said there is someone that does, there is a one relative that resides in that area. I believe her name is Bonita Cobb. She lives in an apartment complex, I would say is maybe a mile away, but I'm not too sure on the exact distance, and I'd have to go back into the report to see
Okay.
where Miss Bonita Cobb resides.
Did he indicate he was visiting that relative that day?
He mentioned something in the interview, but he said he had only called them and did not go to visit them.
Okay. And a call would not put you in the vicinity of anything, correct?
No. And then there was two other things that were
I interrupted you, so please continue.
sorry. So there was two other things that had put him in the air. So he, during a second interview conducted at the jail, he stated that he had went down to a girl's house. This girl was identified as Danae Henderson. She does reside right behind the smoke shop. During an interview with Danae Henderson, she advised that Mr. McKenzie had brought her weed, but he dropped off the weed to her. He was there for maybe less than a minute and she took off. There's text messages that were recovered in his phone. She said, "Thank you." Right. If I can look at the report for that time that she had sent it.
Go ahead.
She had texted "thank you," which was at 3:51 p.m., which is approximately 5 minutes before robbery. He doesn't respond, and Miss Danae Henderson sends an additional text message of just staying rude at 16:08. I had asked Miss Danae Henderson about these messages, and it was because Mr. McKenzie had come to drop off the weed and then immediately left without having a conversation with her at that time, which is why she had texted rude. But she said Mr. McKenzie was down there to bring weed to her, but he wasn't at her house for more than a minute or two.
I'm not using my terms, the hit from the cell phone trace, was it in the area longer than a minute or two?
I would say it was in that area for maybe approximately less than 10 minutes, but I'd have to go back and look directly at CellHawk to get the exact timeline of how long he was down in that area and then the time he rapidly left. But I do know from a flock image that was recovered from Terra Boulevard and Highway 138 northbound, and the picture was taken at 16:03, which is minutes after the robbery.
Okay. And he had already confirmed that he was the only driver of the vehicle that day?
Yes, he was trying to say that no one was in the vehicle with him and that he doesn't recall anyone in the vehicle.
Now, we've had some conversation about video. Was there any video of the co-defendant getting in the car with him?
Yes.
And that video is from Dollar General or from the smoke shop?
Nope, it's from the Dollar General.
And you recovered video from Dollar General and the smoke shop?
So the direct video from Dollar General was not recovered. The video that was recovered from Dollar General was taken from the officer's body cam, who held his body camera over the monitor, which showed that the co-defendant to Mr. McKenzie getting into that vehicle.
How clear is it? I mean, this is a video of a video, correct?
This is a video of a video, but you can still make out in that video the subject's clothes are identical.
You got up to the subject and then it just kind of went,
So in the video, you can you can identify the clothing articles that that individual is wearing to include just not clear facial features, but it is an exact of the video footage that was recovered from the smoke shop, which clearly shows the exact face image of the co-defendant who actually committed the robbery in the smoke shop.
So the smoke shop video is clearer, but you can tell that the clothing in that video matches the clothing that's depicted from the Dollar General video? Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
Okay. But in neither video do you see specifically this defendant?
Do not see Mackenzie in any of the videos at all.
Okay. Now, were any weapons recovered?
So there was Mr. Mackenzie's vehicle was taken to the sheriff's impound lot following his arrest from GSP. When they located him, there was that the felony hit on his vehicle that was placed on the vehicle on May 4th by the responding officers who responded out to that scene. GSP, I do not have their exact report, but from what I was told, Mr. Mackenzie fled. He was pitted, and then they took Mr. Mackenzie into custody on May 4th, later that evening. When we had the vehicle towed back to the record yard, a search warrant was conducted on the vehicle. Recovered in the vehicle was a pistol. But based off how that pistol looks and the pistol from the video, they do not appear to match. So I can say that I don't believe those are the pistols that were used. However, there was phony money recovered from inside of Mr. Mackenzie's vehicle, as and a few other articles that I can't recall. But during an interview with the victim, he recalls initially that the co-defendant asked to exchange $100 bill, and he saw the co-defendant pull out what appeared to him to be fake money. He does deal with money on a daily basis, but he said it looked like movie production money, and the movie production money was also what we had recovered out of the car subsequent to that search warrant when we had Mr. Mackenzie's car.
So the money you recovered was consistent with the clerk's recollection?
Of the only money that the co-defendant used to exchange for $100 bill.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Yeah. But no money from the robbery has been recovered to date.
And I'm thinking I asked you this already, but I'm going to repeat it just in case. How much money was? Oh, yeah, I did. I'm sorry. We got it. You said it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000. Is that correct?
Yes. I can get you if I can just look at the officer's original report. I believe he wrote it down in his original report, how much it was.
While you're looking, do you know if any of the money was recovered?
No money was recovered, and the amount that is in the original report was actually $2,700.
Okay. Was anything else taken from the smoke shop other than money?
Just money. And if I may add one thing.
Go ahead.
So while also going through the phone records for Mr. Mackenzie, he did contact the smoke clerk, the clerk that actually resides at the smoke store. He did it a few hours prior to the robbery, and he had asked him if he was at the store that day. They've had some communications from the victim. He said that he sends that out to customers who have come to the store previously, who use the slot machines. Mr. Mackenzie had sent a message, and if I can look up the message real quick, I have it right here.
There's relevance. I'm object to relevance here. I mean, he's adding, this has nothing to do with this robbery that day. I'm objecting.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Repeat the question again.
There was no question.
question.
There was no question, Judge. The officer just said, could he add something? She said, go ahead. Now he wants to talk about
It
some
has to
text
be
or
responsive.
something.
It has to be responsive to a question, officer.
So I'm objecting.
Okay.
Okay.
Sustained.
I'll ask him a specific question.
Okay.
Also, do you have any reason to believe that this gentleman may have been in that smoke shop prior to this date?
Yes.
And what,
Relevant.
Overrule.
Well, Judge, the evidence is
Overruled. The
so
fact
far
that he may
shown
have been
that
in this
this defendant was not
establishment.
in the smoke shop.
Attorney Taylor, I'm speaking. So I've overruled your objection.
All right.
Proceed, ADA Thomas.
thank you, Your Honor. Officer, could you please proceed with your answer? I believe you were in the middle of it.
From indications, he has been in that store before. Mr. The victim was showing a picture of Mr. McKenzie during the interview, and he said that he has seen that individual in his store who has come into a store to play the slot machines. But I can't recall or don't recall a previous date of when that would have been.
So you don't know how recently it was?
No, I do not.
And the victim wasn't able to provide that information to you?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking I may be done. Just want to make sure. It's quite a bit going on with him. I might have asked you this. I don't think I did though. How were you able to make a determination that Mr. McKenzie was a convicted felon?
By doing a criminal history check on Mr. McKenzie.
And what did it reveal, if anything?
I'd have to go back in there, but I do recall that he was previously, I do believe, I'd have to go back and look at exactly what it had it said. I do remember seeing some stuff for armed robbery, but I don't recall exactly what all his convictions were.
But you do recall seeing the armed robbery?
I do recall seeing armed robbery in a previous conviction for Mr. McKenzie. I just don't know if it was a conviction or if it was just the charges. I do remember seeing the charges. I can't recall all of the convictions.
Would that information have been included on your warrants?
I believe it was, yes.
And it will be a part of your report package?
Yes, it will be.
Well, I think that actually may be all I have. Now that actually, I believe that's, one more thing. You have actually talked to Mr. McKenzie before, correct?
Yes.
And the person that you spoke to that we've been talking about these last 15 minutes or so, do you see him present in court today?
Yes, I do.
Can you describe him by physical appearance or article of clothing?
He seems to be sitting down in some sort of chair with his and wearing orange some facial hair in the CCSO jail camera.
Okay. And I believe that's all I have. Reserve right to redirect.
Right, go ahead, ADA. Excuse me, Attorney Taylor.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon. Officer Montero, Attorney Beverly Taylor for Mr. McKenzie. Let me get this clear. It's clear Mr. McKenzie never went into this location and pointed a gun at anybody and took anything. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And you testified that you cannot see this suspect arrive at this location. Is that right?
You just see him walking on the outside, but you don't see him exit a vehicle.
All right. So you didn't see him exit this vehicle that you're describing at the location.
Are we talking about Mr. McKenzie's vehicle?
Well, I'll get to that, but yeah, the vehicle that you're describing is Mr. McKenzie's vehicle. You never saw him exit. You never see any video of him exiting that vehicle to go inside of that location.
No.
Okay. What you see is the vehicle, I believe you testified, back into a parking space at the Dollar General.
Yes.
Okay. And when you see the vehicle back into a parking space at the Dollar General, can you see the tag number on the vehicle? I didn't hear you testify about that. Can you see a tag number on the vehicle?
On the Dollar General, in the Dollar General video?
Yeah, in any video. Can
Well,
you see the tag number of that vehicle that you described as Mr. McKenzie's vehicle backing into the parking space at the Dollar General?
no, on the Dollar General video, there is no, there's, the video is too grainy to see any sort of tag.
Okay. So now, and I believe you testified that this doctor, now you just said the video too grainy. Now, the video at the Dollar General, I believe you said you or somebody took a picture of the video with their body worn camera, right?
The officer who responded to the scene took
Okay.
took an overlay video of the Dollar General video. So there's a video of the entirety of the vehicle coming into the stall and then leaving
Right.
the area.
Okay, all right. And what they captured on that was what you all believe is the suspect, because the clothing that you can see on this grainy video appears to match the clothing of the person that you see on the video that committed the robbery in the smoke shop. Is that right?
Yes.
So that's why you believe that that is the person that committed the robbery, get into this vehicle that appears to match the description of a car that Mr. McKenzie happens to drive.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, and now you don't see the driver of this vehicle that looks like a car Mr. McKenzie has. Is that correct?
Hold on. Can you ask that question again?
The question is, you can't see on this Dollar General video of the video the driver of this video of this car that matches the description of anybody. You can't see who the driver is of the vehicle.
No, you cannot see who the driver of the vehicle is.
Don't know if the driver is male or female.
Can't see who the driver is.
Black, white, Hispanic, anything. Can't see the driver. Okay. All right. Now, the vehicle leaves out of the Dollar General and drives off.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now in the store, let me go in the store. Let me try to help a little bit about who the suspect. Do you see the suspect touching anything, putting the hands on the counter, the doorknobs? I mean, what kind of investigation, what kind of forensics, what y'all did to try to find out who this suspect is?
I don't know what attempts were made to identify
the suspect
in the video. By the time I would have got to it, I mean, any forensics would have been compromised as to who would have been on that counter. I can't recall if the suspect in question who committed the armed robbery actually touched the camera. I'd have to go back and rewatch that video.
Okay. So what I'm hearing then, in a nutshell, because I could go over and over what you testified to. What I'm hearing is that Mr. McKenzie has been arrested because a vehicle that matches the description of his vehicle, no tag number, was seen. Well, the suspect in the robbery is seen getting into his vehicle. Right? That's number one. I got some more. That's number one, right?
I I can't hear if you're asking a question. The video
I'm
keeps
asking a
breaking in and
question
out.
as to how, as the things that why Mr. McKenzie is sitting in jail today.
Mr. McKenzie
Mm-hmm.
was identified via.
Hold on, officer. Yeah, I'm a little confused myself. I don't know if Miss Taylor is asking a question. It sounds like more of a summation, but
Okay, okay, all right, okay, I'll ask the question then.
Yes,
I'll ask
yes,
the question
ma'am.
then.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so you don't have you don't have any knowledge that Mr. McKenzie knew anything about any robbery, had anything to do with was a party to the crime of a robbery that occurred at this smoke shop.
During interviews with Mr. McKenzie, he stated he had no knowledge of the robberies.
Okay.
This was just evidence collected from phone records that placed his phone and his vehicle in the location at the time of the robbery.
Okay. And I believe you testified that there was some statement or testimony from someone, that some females he knew, that he was in the area. They did see him in the area, right?
That would be Miss Danae Henderson. She said
Okay.
he was at her house for less than a minute or two to drop off weed.
Okay, all right. So you got somebody to say, yeah, he was in the area. They got some weed from him. Okay, all right. And then you don't have his tag number, that being his tag number of his car at the Dollar General, right?
No, it's just off a physical description of the vehicle.
Okay. And give me a minute, Judge. I'm just trying to make sure it's nothing else I really need to ask. Because I think we pretty much heard. He mentioned something else about another female. Did you speak to that female in the area? A cousin or something, I think you testified to.
Miss Bonita Cobb.
I think that was the name you gave. Yes,
Yeah.
A cousin or something.
Yeah, Mr. McKenzie say that he did know Miss Bonita Cobb, that she was a relative. I'd have to go back in to see exactly which relative she was, but
she lived in the area.
She lives in the area. I'm not too sure on the distance or address. I'd have to go back in there.
Okay. All right. And nowhere on. No, okay. Don't need that. I don't think I have any other questions, Judge.
All right, any redirect?
not this time, Your Honor.
All right, closing arguments, ADA Thomas.
I'll reserve, Your Honor.
All right, Attorney Taylor, go ahead.
Judge, I'm going to ask that the warrants be dismissed for lack of insufficient evidence here. Clearly, what we have here is insufficient evidence. What you have is a robbery that occurred at this smoke shop. It's very clear that Mr. McKenzie did not commit any robbery. What they have primarily is, number one, a vehicle that matches the description of his vehicle. But obviously, when they made vehicles, his was not the only one that was made like that. They don't have a tag number. With no tag number, they can't say that it was his vehicle. Or certainly no description of the driver or who was driving. Can't say that he was the one driving the vehicle. Did not see the person who did rob the smoke shop get out of the vehicle and go into the smoke shop. Nothing to indicate that if he was the driver of the car, that he knew that this person was going to rob the smoke shop. And nothing to indicate that he was a party. What it looks like, I guess, and I always say the getaway driver, what is a getaway driver? A getaway driver got to know what was going on. How do the police know you know what was going on? And you don't even have that at the probable cause stage. Nothing to indicate they got his phone in the area. They do have a young lady say, yeah, he came by my house. She lives in the area. We know this phone pinging stuff is nothing that's scientific, but they certainly can't put the phone at the Dollar General. So yeah, his phone was in the area. Clearly he went by somebody's house and corroborated that he came by their house. But that doesn't make him party to the crime of an armed robbery. I don't see any evidence that he was party to the crime. Like I said, it's clear that they want to say, oh, he's the getaway driver, but nothing to indicate that's just a grave suspicion. And grave suspicion at this point is not enough. That's up to the state. If they feel like they got enough to take it to the grand jury, they can do that. But Judge, at this stage, they don't have anything. I mean, they don't have a tag number, nothing. No description of who was driving the car, nothing. Nothing to indicate this man had anything to do with no robbery of no smoke shop. So I believe the evidence is insufficient. I'm asking the court to dismiss these warrants. He was not in possession of any firearm or anything in Clayton County. All of these charges are as related to him allegedly being party to the crime of armed robbery. Nothing to connect him to any unknown suspect, nothing. It's just not enough, Judge. Not at this stage. It's just not enough at all. They had a tag number, I can see it, but they don't have a tag number or nothing, Judge. So I'd ask that the warrants be dismissed for lack of insufficient evidence at this time.
All righty, go ahead, ADA Thomas.
Your Honor, the state will concede that Mr. McKenzie was not seen on the date and time in question. However, the state would also contend that he actually was seen. He was seen on the flock cameras and he was seen on the cell phone towers that tracked his vehicle and his phone in the vicinity of the smoke shop at the time of the robbery. The officer indicated that during an interview of Mr. McKenzie, he acknowledged, though he may have had some memory lapse on that date, he acknowledged without a doubt that he was the only person driving his car that day and that he definitely had his cell phone with him. Those two things put him in the vicinity of the smoke shop at the time of the robbery, where the vehicle was captured by two different video systems parked next door. One, the one at the Dollar General that captured the vehicle backing into the spot, captured the vehicle, the co-defendant jumping in the car with the proceeds of the robbery, and showed the vehicle peeling out, which when it was picked up and it was traced down Terra Boulevard to DeKalb County, if I'm not mistaken. So, Yanni, again, the state will concede. Does it show him? No, he never got out. But we have an extra little tidbit. Apparently, the clerk at the smoke shop, the victim of the robbery, recalls seeing someone matching this gentleman's description in the shop prior to the robbery itself. Was he casing it out? We don't know that right now. But all those little tidbits together put together a picture of this co-conspirator a co-defendant, and definitely a participant in the armed robbery of the smoke shop on this date. State would contend that at this point in time, there is more than sufficient probable cause to transfer this case to the Superior Court for final disposition.
Judge, the state added a whole bunch of stuff that's just nothing but speculation. It
Yeah,
was
and I
not
believe
something.
I had the right to close, and it was not.
All right. So based upon the evidence presented, I do find that there is enough evidence or sufficient probable cause to bind this case over to the Superior Court, Clayton County. That's the order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Thank
you, Judge.
Thank you.
Detective,
All
you're
right.
excused.
Who do we have next?
Thank you, Your Honor. Hey,
Thank you. Have a good one.
Mr. Lewis and Mr. Rogers, and Your Honor, I believe Attorney Tolles came back. Whichever one of them wants to go first. Mr. Lewis, Mr. Rogers?
I do not want to go first as I am in a car moving. So anybody else can go first.
Judge, I'd like to talk to my client to see if he wants to move forward. He's a repeat jail offender. Usually he waives his hearing. I just wanted to see if he wanted to have a hearing.
Okay, and then